Hey guys, this is Charlie Bruce. I'm a donor. You might have seen some of my posts on the donor pages. I was asked to make a video about myself, and so here I am. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background, what I'm doing now, and what this endeavor is kind of all about. I grew up in Alaska. I hunted and I fished and I mountaineered and I did all the things that Alaskans do. I joined the Navy when I was 19. I became a shipboard firefighter, and I did that for about 4 years. After that, I wanted to become a civilian firefighter, but that was kind of competing with getting an education, and so I focused on college instead, and I got a 4-year degree. I got a bachelor's degree from the University of Washington in philosophy with honors, and then I went to law school, and I got my doctorate, my Juris Doctorate at law school, and now I'm a practicing attorney. I practice law. I'm a consumer protection attorney, I guess is what you'd call me. I'm essentially a consumer class action trial attorney. I own a law firm where we employ other lawyers and we all fight consumer fraud. We're basically taking cases where, big companies will sort of defraud mom and pop, but it's not enough value for mom and pop to file a lawsuit. And so we jump in there and we aggregate all the cases together and basically file a class action on behalf of everybody. It's really gratifying work. I really love it. It's tough. It's very tough, but I'm a pretty tenacious litigator. It's kind of a David and Goliath kind of thing. You don't really have the resources that the big companies do, and you're kind of on your own. You don't have, anybody to pay the checks or anything until you actually prevail at the end. And so it can sound romantic, but I assure you it can be pretty hard. But it's the right thing to do, and it's totally gratifying, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I'm 6'2", 213 pounds. I'm very fit. I used to be a competitive weightlifter, first in CrossFit, and then I got into Olympic weightlifting. I got a 94th percentile on the LSAT, which is a test that is given to law school bound college graduates. I was tested for every genetic disease that is tested on 23andMe. I don't know how comprehensive that is, but there was a host of those things, probably all the usual suspects, and I didn't pop positive for anything. I'm not a carrier of any genetic diseases, surprisingly. And I could, of course, show you that. I don't have any STDs, never have, as far as I know. I would probably know, because I don't think they go away without treatment. I have a very good I've got a great family. They're succeeding. I've got a wife and 2 kids. My kids are teenagers now. They're a little bit challenging at times, but I could just see really bright futures for them. I'm very close with my parents. My parents are super healthy. My mom is 75, my dad is 81. They live with us about, technically about 4 months out of the year, but practically it's a little more like 7 or 8 months out of the year. They have their own sort of mother-in-law, and they don't really have to go anywhere else except they snowbird down to California when it gets really cold. Love having them around. I hang out with them multiple times a week. I give my mom credit for so much of my success because she was just there from the very beginning, ready to be a mom. My dad was ready to be a dad, but my mom was just feeding me information, keeping my mind stimulated from a very young age. And I have to believe that her combined genetic predisposition to having a high IQ and her efforts in those early years, I absolutely believe that she was the core basis for my success later in life, and especially in academics. Professionally, I give my dad a lot of credit too, because my dad is the consummate professional, and he's just a good man who has the greatest sense of responsibility. He has a moral compass. I'm giving myself goosebumps just thinking about my dad, because there's been times in his life when he could have chosen an easier route, but he chose the right route. He could have chosen a route where he would have made more money, but he would have been doing something wrong. And I witnessed that. He didn't tell me anything about that. He just did it. And it's just been a great model for who I want to be, in my career. There's all kinds of different lawyers, and I try to be one that is intellectually honest, maintains credibility with judges, maintains credibility with clients, and I credit my dad for a lot of those examples. I'm often asked, why do I want to be a donor, and what's the effort for? And I guess there's kind of two stages to my answer to that question. When I was in law school, I was kind of recruited by a sperm bank to donate, and it was sort of a startup sperm bank. It's big now, but at the time it was kind of small. And they gave me a big bonus when I got my doctorate. Somebody told me there that I was the highest paid donor. I don't know if that's true or not, but it made me think maybe I've got something to offer. And I just kind of let that idea stagnate for years and years. And then recently, in the last 3 or 4 years, I lost 2 of my aunts, and it made me realize that I'm losing the generation that raised me, and it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time for everybody, but it's around the corner, and I'm going to lose my parents someday, and if I'm lucky enough, I'll get to a point where I'm an old man, and I watch them in their later years and the kinds of things that gratify them and sustain them, and it's not their lifetimes of achievement. It's not it's not anything looking back at all. You would think that people that old don't have anything to look forward to, but they do. They have this generations that are going to succeed them. And my parents, they get so much out of hearing about me and the things I'm doing and my stories and my challenges that I'm overcoming. The same things with my kids. They love hearing about that kind of stuff. And I guess I just realized that I want more people to love when I'm an old man. And, old age looks a little bit lonely. And I don't know how people do it without being able to hear the stories and the wishes and the dreams of their descendants. And I'm not saying that I'm not looking to co-parent. I'm not looking to be necessarily involved in the child's life, although I don't have anything against that either. I would like some involvement if that's what you want, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes, if that's not your thing. But ultimately, I just want to see them succeed and become adults. And if they don't want anything to do with me when they turn 18, that's totally fine. But the mere probability of having those kinds of relationships when I get older is reason enough to be doing this. Yeah, man, I want more people to love. And, that kind of dovetails into what I'm looking for in a recipient is, I want to donate to people that are, successful or educated or, just really invested in motherhood, invested in raising great kids, and, believe in childhood development and focus on that. And, ideally, you're going to raise incredible kids, and I will do anything I can to help you, within your boundaries or, whatever is comfortable for you. But, if you're raising a child that's not my genetic offspring, I totally want to have your back. I'm a successful attorney. I can move mountains sometimes. There's a lot I can do. I've got resources, and I want to bring that to bear on this exact situation, this exact relationship. So, at the end of the day, I just want to see success. I want to see happiness. I want to see, more people that I can have those relationships with, and that's what I'm doing. And I, really invested in doing it with great women that I really respect. I'm working with 2 couples right now, and then there's another 2 women that we're talking seriously about it, and I just adore them. I mean, they're just incredible. There's one couple, they're officers in the Army, super accomplished. Another couple are just brilliant. There's a couple of very educated women, and I think the world of them, and I really just want to see them succeed and see their children succeed. And it's really all I want to focus on in the second half of my life. So ideally, I haven't reached the second half of my life yet, but I will, and I want that. I want to see success. So anyway, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please put a comment in there. Ask me anything you want. I'm happy to answer. I feel like more information is better. I always search myself when I'm asked a question that I've never really thought about before, or a question I've never heard before, and try to give the most fulsome answers that I can. There's no question that's really off limits within reason. So let's talk. Yeah, looking forward to hearing from you. Okay, thanks. Bye.